everyone, it's Brun Quaid from The Rabbit Way, and this week's video is about one concept that you need to understand and use if you want to start living a life worth dying for. And that concept is something that we rarely see or heard these days, but it's also something that you really must use and include as a part of who you are in your life. What I'm talking about is respect. And this all started because this week I finished my thesis, and my wife was joking with me, and she was saying, well, now that you finished your master in management degree, people will start calling you master or master engineer because that was my previous degree, And she was joking, but what she was really talking about was what people, at least in the Portuguese society, believe. And we know that this is a more worldwide issue. In some countries it's bigger than in others, but people believe that these degrees equal status, right? They believe that once they have that degree, they will feel significant, and they have a status that others can look at and start seeing them in another view. Others see these degrees as a form of power that they can buy, so they can have a higher paying job or having access to a leadership position. But now, this isn't what I'm talking about here. This isn't the respect that I want you to use and understand. Because what these two views or points of view about respect fail to see is that respect isn't about status or power. Okay? So what is it? To understand this, I believe the number one country in the world that really understands and uses this as part of who they are as a culture and their identity is Japan. Because in Japan, people don't say, oh, I'm not addressing you as a master, because that's not your name, right? Because now I'm talking to you by your name. This isn't because they believe that the other person needs to be addressed as master to feel significant or to prove whatever. Now in Japan, they understand that when they are addressing a true master, whether it's a master martial artist, or it's a master businessman, or even an elderly person, they see them as a symbol of wisdom. They see them as part of their legacy. They see them as part of who they want to become. That's why when I was in my degree in engineering, when I was addressing my teachers as engineers, what I was really saying or showing is my respect for their position, my respect for what they achieved, and my respect for their path, because I was going on the same path. My goal was one day earn the right to have that title, not to feel more significant, but to feel like a part of a group of people that went on a journey to become something else, something greater than they were before, right? That's why in Japan, when you're addressing or complimenting, greeting, another person, the degree in which you bow show the respect for the other. So if you are a higher degree, or if you have a higher position or a higher degree in wisdom or whatever on our path, right? So I will bow this way, right? So if you bow, I will bow my head even lower, or at least equal to what the master will greet me, right? So if you are a peer, I will bow this way, right? Or if I just met you, or just giving a sign of acknowledgement, I will bow my head, right? Now, this isn't about self-deprecating view of myself, right? Because if I'm greeting the emperor, I will right, go this way, right? But does this mean that the emperor deserves more respect than my peers, or that someone that I just met? No, right? Because I believe that everyone deserves the same amount of respect from us, right? But I love this quote by Ken Blanchard. He says, "People with humility don't think less of themselves; they just think about themselves less." Right? So this isn't about us or our sense of value for us, but it's about respecting uh, what others have achieved and their legacy, because one day we will be part of their legacy because we share the same journey. I hope that this makes sense for you, because and here's why is this is so important. Number one, you respect what you value. Okay, and why do you respect what you value? Because if something in your life um, is valuable to you, you respect that, right? And you protect that, and you, just like in your leadership journey, it's about something that will help you guide your decisions. Because when you know with absolute certainty what your values are, your decisions or your decisions will be much easier to make, especially if they question those values, right? Um, Number two reason why this is so important is because we live in an extraordinary age. Nowadays, people have more higher education than in all history before us. And in the previous economy, the industrial economy, the challenge was to get a higher education because that was equal a higher paying job or a higher leadership position, whatever, right? But now the game has changed. Now the real challenge is not getting that higher education most people have. Now the real challenge is how you turn that higher education into something that others value enough so they can pay for it in return. So the challenge for you is this: how can you create something that others can value using your skills and knowledge? That's the question, that's the challenge. Alright? Okay, so this topic about respect ties with this challenge, because in this economy, people like Bob Berg says, my good friend and mentor, I consider him a mentor, he says that all things being equal, people will do business with those who they know, like, and trust. And when you show respect for others, they'll feel valued. Understand that? They'll feel valued when you show respect for them. And when they feel valued by you, they suddenly they'll give you permission to start a relationship with them. And a relationship based on trust. TRUST, like Harvey Mackay says, right? That's the number one thing that you need on your platform, on your foundation, to build a successful business and a successful life. So that's it for this week. I hope that you take my challenge and leave below in the comments how you're using this concept, respect, and uh, how you're using this to get ahead in this new economy, and to use this to start living a life worth dying for. And also share this with others, because I believe that this, if you believe that this is worth sharing, I believe that it is, but I'm suspicious, right? Um, and also, if you're not on the Rabbit Ways Dream List, I'm inviting you to go to therabbitway.com today and start living a life worth dying for. So join us, it's free. That's it. I'm really looking forward to hear your point of view about this. Okay, so God bless. See you next time. Thank you for watching.